Welcome to day 76 of the 5 a.m. Squat Club. We're up and getting after it. And if you've ever been interested in getting strong or getting strong again, but you don't know where to start, I've got you. The squat is the most important movement that you're gonna learn in the gym and in real life, because if you can't do it, someone's wiping your butt for you. So I've been coaching for 25 years and I've got a pretty good handle on it. We're gonna start with the basics, learn how to squat, why to squat, and then how to ramp up and improve and increase your capacity over your life. So if you wanna change your life, it starts here every morning. Press play, let's go. So as I may have mentioned, I'm Adam and I've been doing this for a long time, but I've created this program to get myself back on track with my mental health and my physical health. It's working. If you want to join us, let's do it together. The format of each session is going to be the same. We're going to do a mind priming session where we'll sit down and we'll focus our thoughts, and then we will warm up the body and then focus. We're going to do our workout today, which is going to be a basic squat workout that you can take to any level. And then we're going to focus our minds to work on our most important work. So this is not just a workout program. I know you clicked here because you saw workout routine, but stay around for the whole thing and you're going to be amazed at what this can do for your life. So step one, we're coming down into our paleo chair here. If you haven't done this before, it might be a little bit tight, but basically the goal is put the feet underneath the heels and then come on down, or underneath the hips, excuse me. You may feel like you're going to fall backwards on this, so feel free to grab a counterbalance and just hold a little bit of weight in front of you, or grab onto a chair or a table or whatever. And what we do here is we set our intention for the day. We make sure that our thoughts are in the direction that we want them to go. So the first one is, I am responsible for what happens in my life. I'm responsible for how I react. And I'm responsible for whether I achieve my goals and my dreams, because nobody else is doing it for me. So I have to do it. And knowing that I'm responsible gives me control. Today I choose to be patient. There are many, many stimuli in my life. And even if life was not busy, there would be stimuli that would trigger me. So learning to be patient, learning to see the stimulus, breathe, and then react or not react, respond in a way that is more appropriate or more along the lines of who I want to be. That's the key. Today I choose to be patient. I have all I need to succeed today just means that I can take the step. Don't wait, move, right? Everything I need to take that step, maybe not to make it all the way there, but everything I need to make that step is there. And what's going to happen is my skill set is going to grow as I do it. My resources are going to grow, so I can take step one today. The next one is I focus on progress, not perfection. And that's kind of the same idea. I even look at it as perfection is done. So the definition of perfection for me is a little bit different. If the thing is done, that's perfect. But you can also look at it the same way. The other way is I will focus on progress, not perfection. Just take steps, make progress. The last one is I choose gratitude, and that's just reframing. There are lots of things that you can see as negative, but if you open your mind and you look for the positive, you'll see that in each one of those negative situations, there is positive. It's just about seeing that more and more often, and it becomes your default. So repeat those one more time, and then we'll get moving here. So I am responsible. Today I choose to be patient. I have all I need to succeed today. I will focus on progress, not perfection. I choose gratitude. Beautiful. So we will get the body warmed up here now, because we're not going to try any intensity or to put ourselves in any challenging positions without warming up the body. So general warm up is coming up on the screen here. This is the one that we do every morning. And then if there are specific movements that need warming up, we'll do those afterwards. But for today, for the squat, we're going to go with the general warm up. I'm going to do some anterior chain warm up here in the form of these knee raises, trying to keep the spine nice and neutral and upright. Then I'll do some good mornings, hinging at the hips, warming up the posterior chain. Then I'm going to just get some alternating lunges. I may hang out the bottom, move around a little bit, send the hips forwards and back. Then I'll get in some burpees where I'm just going to maybe walk myself down to the floor, lay it all the way down, walk myself back up depending on how warm I am, and then some squats. And if we haven't gone over the squat yet, I know you can sit on a chair, stand back up, or just do your own version, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more after the warm-up. So there are some numbers on the screen for warm-up. I don't follow that because I generally talk while I'm warming up. It's just a general guideline. If you prefer a different type of warm-up, you want to go for a little jog or hop on a rowing machine or a treadmill or something, that's fine as well. But we will talk here about the squat a little bit. So I've been coaching, as I said, for 25 years or so. And for the first 10, I was mostly doing, call it a bodybuilding split, right? I was young and my goals were to look a certain way and I didn't know any better. So I followed a bodybuilding split, back and buys on Monday, chest and tries on Tuesday, so on and so forth. And legs never seemed to get the attention that they deserved. And the older I got and the more I learned about health and fitness, I went to university for kinesiology, and then I taught co-op, or I had co-op jobs where I taught military and police and all types of different people fitness. And what I learned through reading a lot of theory, and it seems pretty common sense now that you think about it, but that there are certain movements that are more innate to our human existence and, less focused on what muscle this uses and more so on what task in life needs to be completed with this movement. So I started looking at movement more from the standpoint of what I need in life and what's going to help me versus which muscle group is getting bigger when I do this or what thing I should be contracting. Go through a second round of the warm-up. And when you focus on that, you see movements more than muscles. And you start thinking, hey, in life, what do I need to be able to do? And then you start to train with that as a focus. So if I need to do a certain task, for example, I need to deadlift, I need to pick something up off the floor. And my daily requirements require me to be able to do that 45 pounds. I'm going to train that movement, and I'm going to train it heavier than 45 pounds so that when that task comes to me during my life, I can do it with a buffer for injury, a buffer for safety. So there's certain movements that we need to be able to do. As I just mentioned, the deadlift. I need to be able to pick something up and put it down. I need to be able to get off the floor. I need to be able to do a burpee. And, the burpee might be the most crucial one for independence. But along the same level is the squat, right? Think about the squat is not the thing you do in the gym to build your quads and your hamstrings and your glutes. The squat is the thing that you do when you sit down and you stand up. Think about that, right? And if you think about all exercise like that, in terms of increasing your capacity to do the things you have to do in your life, then exercise makes you a more useful human and not just a muscle-bound, gorilla. So the squat, maybe with the burpee, which I'm doing right now, you get off the floor. If you get down there, probably the two most important. Because when you can no longer squat, I like to say someone's helping you off the toilet. Someone's wiping your ass. So we're going to get into the squat and how you should do it. But I think we should be already understanding why you should be doing the squat. So let's start talking about today. General warm-up complete. We're going to do a 5-minute squat You can call it challenge or workout. But what's cool about this is it's scalable so that you can retest it or keep doing it as your capacity increases. What it's going to look like, 5 minutes. We're going to go 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds rest for 5 minutes. But what makes this cool and scalable is you can choose any level you want. So let's talk about the squat. So there are certain points of performance that I want to maintain in the squat so that I'm increasing my efficiency, my capacity, but not putting myself in positions that are going to compromise my joints and cause issues. So things that I'm looking for, number one, I'm looking for the feet staying flat on the ground. I don't want the weight coming into the toes or too far into the heels, nice and evenly distributed. Second thing is my knees are in line with my feet. So if I drew a line straight out from my foot, my knee is pointing the same direction. They're not falling in. If you look at range of motion, my goal is to get my hip below my knee, but ideally as low as possible while maintaining a nice neutral spine. So what I don't want to do is start coming down, lose position, and then keep going. I want to keep the chest nice and upright, try to keep that hip the same all the way down. If I start to get a lot of wink, really focus on keeping the chest up. You could even go arms up to force that chest upright. So that's your general squat mechanics. Now let's talk about scaling options. So if you're brand new to squatting, this is going to be your best friend. And you can see how this is real life, right? I have to be able to do this. This could be my toilet. This could be my chair in the kitchen. So what I'm going to think is I'm going to set my feet about shoulder width, reach the arms out as a counterbalance, send the hips back a little bit, sit down to the chair. So I've got some weight in front of my feet with the counterbalance, some weight behind. I should be balanced. I'm going to hinge to that place where the weight is evenly distributed and then drive back up through the heels. Once again, arms go out in front, hips go back. I'm going to touch and stand. Arms, hips, touch, stand. So that's option number one, right? Step beginning. From there, if you wanted to step that up, then a beautiful air squat is a good goal. So as we just showed, feet underneath the shoulders, knees go out in line with the feet as you go, chest is nice and upright, and ideally we're getting good range of motion at the hips. So you could do that. And then from there, it's just about stepping it up with different loads and different positions. So from there, you could go with a goblet squat. So any type of weight in front, a goblet, a dumbbell, kettlebell, sandbag, med ball, whatever, out in front. It's going to keep you nice and upright in the squat. You'll actually find that the weight out in front makes the squat easier. And then from there are so many different variations with a barbell. But what we're doing here is you're choosing a level that is acceptable, that is accessible for where you're at right now. And then over time, you're gonna increase it, because our focus here is progress over perfection. Take one step every day, work with where you're at now so that you can progress efficiently and injury-free. Just gonna show you a couple more squat variations that I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna do a back squat, but as you go. So if you do have a barbell, the front squat is a great option for keeping the torso upright, chest tall. The elbows just need to stay up in front of the barbell. And then the one that you'll see the most commonly, probably the back squat. Bar sitting on the shoulders. And then, we could get into it with overhead squats or, like a Zercher. But for today, we'll keep it pretty basic. You can go with the chair squat if you're brand new, the air squat if you're still a little new, goblet squat if you're kind of moderate, intermediate. And if you've been doing this for a bit, feel free to go with a barbell. If you do have a barbell, feel free to go from a squat rack. You don't need to take this from the floor. I was thinking to make this a little challenging, what I would do is try to keep the barbell on my back for the full 5 minutes, squat for 30 seconds, and then just stand there with it on my back for the rest of the 30 seconds. So remember, this can be a beginner workout. You don't need to make it that challenging. Obviously, your challenge is different from mine. So choose something that's going to be, moderately challenging to do for 30 seconds. And then your goal will be to maintain that for those 5 sets that we're going to do. 5 sets of 30 seconds of work. Okay. So it is time to get your gear set up if you have any, if you need any. Make sure that you've got some water. Make sure that your space is clear. And you're not going to run into your dog or something. And then, like the video. I'm doing this for you guys, also doing it for me. And the more engagement we get, the more this can be shared around. So like, subscribe, share the video. Someone's starting their fitness journey, or they need to spice it up a little bit. A little change up for their routine. Share with them. Come join us. And then don't forget, tomorrow and every Wednesday and Friday after, we're going live, 4:45 a.m. Eastern. We'll be here doing it together. Okay. I should test that out, but we're getting behind schedule here, setting a bad example. So once again, we're going to go 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and you're just going to choose, a weight that's not too challenging that you can do for 30 seconds worth of squats. Put it down, rest for 30 seconds, 5 times through that. If you want to make this really hard, if you're not new to exercise, make that barbell as heavy as you want. You could even do what I'm going to do and hold it on the back in the rest periods. Let's do it. Day 76, 5 a.m. squat club, beginner squat program. 3, 2, 1. Okay, there's 7. So you don't need to support your weight the whole time here. I'm just choosing to do that. Might be a bad idea. I may not talk to you for the rest of this, but no more than 30 seconds of work. 30 seconds rest. 5 minutes. 1 down. 3, 2, 1. Thumbnails. Seven again. No more thumbnail shots. Having to sit here is not nice. 5. Right, 9. 2 more sets. Good job so far. Too easy, that's okay. Do it again tomorrow. Step it up. Becoming uncomfortable on my back. 5, 8, 2. Nine. Last minute. Go for a big set. Oh, this is really uncomfortable. Last set, 10. Good job. That was very unpleasant on my shoulders. Take a minute. Walk around, catch your breath. Good job. If you did that, you know how rough that was on the shoulders. Holy. If that was your first workout in a while, fantastic. If that's your first exposure to the squat, I love it. I love it. Obviously, the squat is super important here on the 5 AM Squat Club, so let's do it. Okay, we're going to get into a stretch here. Once I catch my breath a little bit. Excuse me, dog. Okay, so we'll go with, let's do this. We'll do an elevated runner's lunge. So find yourself a chair or a bench, and you're going to go 1 foot up, and then just drop the other hip. Hey, people. I'll try to do about a minute per side here. And we'll talk about the squat a little bit. As I mentioned, the squat is functional. It's necessary, right? If you're not going to do any other exercise, like the squat might be it, the squat and the burpee. If you're going to distill it down to just a couple. As you can see, they're scalable, right? Any functional movement, anything that we do in real life is scalable to any level because we have to do it. So whatever your capacity, like that movement should be accessible. That being said, I like to say move it or lose it. I work with some older people in their 90s, and, we do a lot of burpees and a lot of squats. Switch sides there if you haven't, because I don't want them to lose their capacity to do so, because once they do, someone's helping them. So the squat is essential, scalable, functional. And as you can see there, not that I'm the strongest guy, but you can scale it to any level. I can go from touching the chair and standing up to an air squat to anything, right? I can make this, if I was, the strongest person in the world, the squat is still an essential strength movement for building muscle. Excuse me. Taxing the central nervous system, which is going to help you grow in general with muscle. increase your testosterone. I mean, all the things that you want out of exercise. Oh my gosh, the squat is going to do and you need. So if you're not practicing the squat, I mean, if you're not squatting, you're not doing squat, I like to say. So we've learned about the squat. We've done our workout. We've seen why it's important to make progress in the squat and continue to work on it. That portion is done for today. If you showed up here just for this workout, this is your next piece. If you're here before, you know what this is. It's homework time. So this is not just an exercise program. Sorry, mosquitoes. This is a full-on morning routine to change your life, right? We prime our minds, prime our bodies, do our exercise with intensity, and then we call to action. Then we go do our most important work. We've got big goals, big dreams, and if our kids and our lives steal all of our time, then we never get there. So this is a dedicated hour. Go write your book, start your business, work on that course that you've been working on. Sit down, create some content, whatever it is, it's time to take the steps towards your best life every day. We do this every morning. We are here changing up the workouts, changing up your life, making progress towards our goals. So go do your homework. Join us live tomorrow morning, 4:45, tomorrow, Friday, every Wednesday and Friday. It's so simple, guys. Yes, it's hard work, but so simple. All you have to do is press play, wake up, drink some water, go to the bathroom, press play, start your day, win your morning, win your life. Let's go. 5M Squat Club. See you tomorrow. See some mosquitoes. Ooh, have yourself a great morning, team. Let's go.